Evercold. A journey to the fourth reflection. A frozen realm where, well, we don't really know, do we? Fanfest Anaheim left us with as many questions as it did answers. But that doesn't mean there isn't enough here for me to make a drink. Hi, I'm Tyler, Final Fantasy XIV player and amateur bartender, and usually I'm making a cocktail for every dungeon in the game, but today I'm making a cocktail for the brand new expansion, Evercold. Welcome to a cocktail reborn. Let's get started. If you've seen my other videos, you know that I've been playing since the A Realm Reborn beta on the PS3, and I've been super hyped at every expansion reveal, but I've not had anyone to talk to about it. My wife and my younger siblings were always my go-to for talking about Final Fantasy games in specific, and video games in particular. While I was able to get my brother to play 14, he fell off just before Heavensward got interesting, and my sister noped out at the obtuse account creation system, and my wife stopped her FF journey at 10. But now, I have all of you. So you will listen to every damn word I have to say! While we didn't get much from the keynote, story-wise, we did get enough from the visuals that I can craft something. A lot of the architecture feels very Norse-inspired, so much so that I could feel my Norwegian grandfather calling out to me in the Fanfest main hall. We also had what appeared to be a city, I guess, at the base of a volcano. Elevated huts that may or may not be home to adorable Norwegian forest cat people, and a frozen surface awash with giants that look suspiciously like Sin from Final Fantasy X. All this to say, I think I can make something from this, and adjust it as we learn more from Germany and Japan Fanfests. Let's craft. From a lot of the concept art, there appears to be a significant Norse influence to the fourth, so I wanted my base liquor to reflect that. So my choice here is Aquavit. It has a very nice caraway and dill flavor, and the one I'm using is 90 proof, so it will maintain a nice presence along with the rest of the drink. Next up, from the vast pine forests that stood sentinel before the frost fell upon the realm, I'll be using something most of you probably have never even heard of, and if you live outside of Utah, that's almost a guarantee. I myself learned about this when I bought my Kumo for the Stone Vigil cocktail. Oread is from Water Pocket Distillery's long-lost line of revived botanical European spirits. Oread is based on a 19th century Danzig liqueur and has a lovely, complex flavor with galanga lending a very nice pine flavor. The first time I tried it, it hit me right in the nostalgia of camping in the high Uintas as a child. Given the limited distribution of Water Pocket in general, this one might be hard to find, so a good replacement would be Zerben's for that pine flavor. For the city that appears to be closely tied to nature, I wanted to go floral. And I could have easily gone with Saint Germain, but I feel like it would have disappeared into the drink, so I decided to make a lavender syrup. I basically made lavender tea with dried lavender and hot water, let it steep, then mixed it with an equal portion of sugar. For the dungeon? City? Whatever, at the base of the volcano, I wanted to add some heat in the form of Hellfire bitters. It has just a little bit of heat without overwhelming everything. And finally, I'm using lemon juice for acid balance. This will be shaken with a fun presentation inspired by the frozen wastes that the people fled to the sky from. We'll start with 3 ounces of lemon juice, then add 4 dashes of Hellfire bitters, half an ounce of lavender syrup, 1 ounce of Oread, and 2 ounces of Aquavit. Add ice and shake for 15 seconds. This next part should be done before you mix the drink, but it was funner for the video to have the reveal afterward. We're going to be making an ice shell. For the frozen surface of the fourth, we'll be making an ice shell in a coupe glass. You can either use a Lewis bag and mallet, or, as I need it very finely crushed, pop it in a powerful blender, mine's a Vitamix, and run it until you make snow. Some of your ice might have gotten compacted during the blending process, so dump it all into a non-conductive bowl so it doesn't start melting, and separate it with a fork until it resembles powdered snow. Scoop some ice into the glass and, using the smooth end of a muddler, flatten the ice against the bottom and sides of the glass. You might need to, as I did, wrap your muddler in either plastic wrap or a sandwich bag to keep the ice from sticking to it. Add more snow and repeat. The ice should work its way up as you push it up from the bottom of the glass. Keep doing this until the shell comes up just over the top of the rim. Make sure that everything is nice and compacted against the bottom and the sides. Then stick the whole thing in your freezer to set its shape. Then make the drink. Remove your prepared glass from the freezer. Strain the cocktail into the glass, and the ice shell is your garnish. And here we have the first version of Evercold. Let's give it a taste.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Did you know that I film these videos 3 at a time? And usually, I've got at least 2 videos in queue when one goes live. Well, thanks to hitting 1,000 subscribers, I've finally decided to create a Patreon. Right now, all that's going to be on it is early access to videos, but eventually I will be posting some of my favorite cocktails, not just Final Fantasy XIV related, and some things that are a little offbeat that I don't think will do as well on the main channel. Maybe some shots based on primals. Maybe I'll put some of the 0 ABV cocktails on there. Who knows? I might even do cocktails for other games. I have been playing video games since the 80s, so there's a lot. But you can sign up in the link in the description for this video, and let's continue with the cocktail. Good boy, Drogo. Who's a good boy? Are you my good boy, Drogo? Cheers. Reminds me of camping. Oh, that is fun. So, first thing you taste is the piney notes of the Oread. It is very nice. It's a fairly sweet liqueur, so it comes off as sweet as well. And then you get the lavender and the dill from the Aquavit. That was surprising. I thought the dill would kind of disappear. Then you get the caraway in the Aquavit. And then at the very end of your sip, you get the heat from the Hellfire bitters. Overall, it's very pleasant, very herbal. Reminds me of a Last Word in the flavor profile. But just about everything in this is herbal, so I guess that would make sense. The ice shell turned out really nice. Ooh, I think this is a keeper. This will probably evolve as we get more and more info on Evercold. But as it is right now, this is going in my book. This is one of my favorites. And that is the first version of Evercold. Sound off in the comments below if you decide to make this drink. I made this to my personal taste, so your mileage may vary. Please like, share, and subscribe if you liked the video, and take a look at the Patreon. And until next time, unite the stars unto one. Let none bar your path. Cheers. Thanks for watching. And an extra special thank you to my Alliance tier patrons, KLG Chaos and Mal the Pal. You can sign up for the Patreon for as little as $5 a month in the link below.